Hello, my name is Anita. I am your soul, body, and mind guide and coach, and I hope you're doing good. Today, I want to talk about energies and how we affect others with our own energies and what we send out. I live in Norway and it's winter time, really cold outside, and the sun have just set there. So I'm just sitting here in the side of the video because I want you to see the beautiful scenery at the same time. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm just leaning over my chair here. So, as I said, what we send out in the world, it affects everybody. Uh, when we send out negative energies, if we are feeling low in our frequency, in our vibration, in our energy level, and we feel like in a really bad mood, other people can sense it. Not everybody, we know that if a person is negative, it's really affecting. Like it's an infection going around. Then if one person in the room are negative, it's spreading out. We know this, but now I want to talk about the energetic level of it and how we are responsible for the energy level that we not the energy level, the frequency that we contain, and that we hold and that we send out into the world. And people who are highly sensitive, they are aware that they feel this, they feel other people's energies, but the other people who are not aware of it, they are only affected, but they don't know really what happened. If a person is faking being sort of in a good mood but really truly aren't, their frequencies are low, they are just sort of putting on a smile, and they can fool some people, but not everybody. And if you are like me, I am a highly sensitive empath, so I sense energies and emotions, and sometimes I even take them on like they are my own. So I had to be really mindful and careful when I was working as a massage therapist and a healer, like physically in the room. Of course, you cannot massage without being there physically. But I had to be really aware that I sort of took on to me the pain in other people's body and the energy. So I really had to be aware of that and protect myself before and release it after, and put some time in between the clients and go into the bathroom and really clean up my hands and my energy fields and before my next client. That's just how it is. And the last 1.5 year, this has grown, so now I feel others really strongly far away, and sort of have been forced to push to learn how to handle this better and better. So we have to understand that we all are connected, and like I said, what we send out has a frequency, and when there's a frequency match to that frequency, then we pull toward us the same frequency match. So when we send out negative energy, other people will feel it, and then we get negative energy back. We know, like, this is manifestation. But in manifestation, they talk about, you have to have a positive mindset, and you have to visualize it, and you sort of just draw it towards you. But it is the emotions that is more important than the mindset, and more important than the mindset, and more important than the feelings are the energies we send out. My experience is that I actually can have a positive mindset, and that I actually could be feeling really great, and then suddenly, just out of nowhere, feeling really badly. I was positive, I have no idea what happened, and it could be that nobody was around me, even nobody in the same house. I just suddenly got it. And that's why, because I have come to realize it was just floating around in the atmosphere. And And sometimes you just pick it up. Sometimes you just sort of pick it up. The important thing then is to not believe it's yours. Like, we take ownership of these things. Like, if you suddenly get a headache, for instance, and you take ownership of it, like, oh, I got a headache. Suddenly I got a headache. Suddenly I got a pain in my back. Suddenly I feel terrible. And this is advanced stuff, because this is not easy. Then you get to the point where you realize, okay, this was just floating around in the atmosphere, in the ether. It had nothing to do with me. No, somebody had released it maybe recently and was floating around there. And you just happen to be the one who picked it up. And it doesn't always have to be that your frequencies were low at that point. You just picked it up, you sensed it. But the important thing here is to just poof, let it go, send it out again. You have to remind yourself, this came from nowhere, and it just can be released into nowhere again, because this is not mine. I'm not making it my identity. I don't make it a part of me. I just send it off again, move along. I'm not sending it to anybody else, but I'm sending it out there in the ethers again. And you can then like visualize, like I do, that it transmutes into light, pure light, you know. So it dissolves into light energy instead of negative energy. To give you another perspective on this, it's what's happened when we have good ideas. Sort of how many times have I during my lifetime, had these great invention ideas. Wow, I should really invent that. Why nobody thought of that before? I should really invent that thing. And then I really feel like energized. I want to do it and everything. And then I just, no, I just lost faith in myself. And who am I to create that? I'm not an inventor. I cannot do that. I don't believe in myself. You know, this is something I did years ago and sometimes now too. All these great ideas. And then they just, because I don't take it. I sort of, that's what I do then. I release it again into the ether, and then it floats away to somebody else. So great business ideas, for instance, it's floating around there. You can see that suddenly so many people had the same idea as you. Wow, I really thought this was special and unique. Nobody else did this. And then suddenly there's plenty of people doing exactly the same that you did, because they felt it in the ether at the same time. And those kind of things, I feel like, is guidance from above. I feel it's timely then. It's time. It's time for humanity to go in that direction. It's time for us to teach this. It's time for somebody to create it, for humanity to move forward. So it's just hanging out there, and the ones who pick it up and release it and don't do anything about it, they miss the chance, their opportunity. Or they didn't want to do it. And those who pick it up and start doing it, start creating it, start inventing it, start working with it, they actually do help then humanity to move forward. That's how I look at it. I find it really fascinating. This is just a short video about this, but just be aware that you probably believe it if you're listening to me, that we are all connected. We are all responsible for how we feel, for our energies, for our emotions, for what we send out into the world, for how we live our life, because it's affecting everybody. And if you want to change this planet, if you want to change this world, we have to start being it ourselves. We have to start creating it ourselves, the world we want to see. We have to start talking about it. We have to start writing about it. We have to start seeing it, envisioning it, and being it, if we want our world to change and the whole planet to change. Somebody has to start doing it, and everybody has to start doing their own work. Everybody has to start with themselves, and then it can spread out. Okay. I would love to hear your ideas on this. I would love you to to subscribe to my channel, to push the bell so you get notification, and to share this if you liked it, and to like the videos with a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed what I'm talking about. Take good care of yourself and have a really lovely day. Bye bye.